Growl, growl, prowl, prowl. Hello, my friends. I am the Lion of Truth, and we need to talk about Halo Infinite today. Man, before I really dive deep, I need to give you guys some background so you understand a little bit about me and my relationship with Halo. Now, I have loved Halo, and I've been playing Halo since Halo 1, back in 2001, okay? Most people that still play the game, they came in around Halo 3, Halo Reach, even Halo 4. Most people weren't even around for Halo 1 and 2. At least not Halo 1 especially. 2 was where it really started to take off. But man, there's just so much to talk about. As I'm recording this video, I'm listening to it, and this is what I do sometimes with videos that I'm really in love with, that I have a huge passion for, is I'll listen to the soundtrack of the game while I'm recording the video, and that's what I'm doing here. As I'm recording this, looking at this footage, I have my headphones in, and I'm listening to the Halo 2 soundtrack right now, and it's just it brings back all this nostalgia, man, and all these good memories from being a kid, and just Halo, man. But this video, by the way, is Halo Infinite right now is breaking my heart. That's basically the takeaway point. And hopefully I'm going to be able to convince you as to why, as we're watching, or as you watch this video. And in the background here, what you have on the screen, I recorded the Halo Infinite reveal trailer back in E3 2018, and I'm comparing that and contrasting it with the gameplay that we got in July of 2020. And hopefully that you can see the same truth that I see here, and that's that this was an incredible downgrade. Sadly, that they have downgraded this game to hell. You don't need to listen to me to listen to a word I say. You could mute the video and just look at the screen in front of you. Look at the picture on top and the one below. The one on top, you guys, is just spectacular, man. But yeah, so before we continue getting into that, I wanted to actually continue going down nostalgia lane, memory lane. So Halo to me is the greatest shooter of all time. Okay, I love the biggest thing that Halo does, and no one ever talks about this, and it blows my mind, but the thing that Halo does the best, besides the story and the music, besides, it's the best out of all the shooters, besides those facts, as far as the combat is concerned, the thing about Halo's combat that always set it apart from everything else, in my opinion, was the shields. So in any other shooter, Call of Duty, Battlefield, Apex, Fortnite, whatever, any kind of shooter you can think of, if someone gets the drop on you and you're looking to the left and someone approaches you from behind or from the right side, odds are you're dead. You're done for. There's nothing you can do. They're going to get the first shot, and it's only going to take them a couple shots to kill you. But in Halo, since you have shields, it is the only game where you can get shot by somebody and still end up winning that battle. Of course, you can still win the battles in the other games, but Halo encourages this. It encourages this movement and this map control, where if you get shot from the right side, well, then you need to think to yourself, do I want to turn and engage and try to outshoot this guy even though he already got the jump on me? Or what's more likely is you look for cover nearby. Hopefully you've already had it planned out. And then you go to that cover. You go there and you can reevaluate what you're going to do. Throw a grenade, jump up, pop out behind the cover, sit there and wait for your shields, try to run away and go for a power weapon or a power up. There's so many different things you can do, moment to moment gameplay in Halo, that is it's literally impossible for these other games to do, because you die so quickly in all the other games. And now, like I said, in all the other games, if you see someone before they see you, boom, you shoot them and you kill them and they're dead. But in Halo, someone can see you before you see them, and you can still escape, and you can outmaneuver them, and you can outplay them, and you can outsmart them and still win the battle and turn the tide. And I've always appreciated that, and I always will appreciate that about Halo. And I hope that's something I can continue to appreciate in Halo Infinite. We haven't seen any multiplayer gameplay yet. But Man, I just remember, dude, like when I was a kid, my buddy came over to my house one day and we were outside in the yard, and I'll never forget being in the grass, and he was describing to me, I think he was at Toys R Us, and he said he played this game that was called Halo, and you played as this guy who was like in a robot suit, in this green suit with a gold visor, and I remember him explaining to me how the grass, when he would look down at his feet, he could see individual blades of grass, like it was real grass in the game. And just hearing the way he talked about it, like I really respected this guy. I respected his opinion. You know, he was a little older than me, and he was one of my best friends. And I remember just getting so excited for the game, and I eventually got it, eventually played it, and fell in love. And the feeling, like everybody talks about how Halo Infinite is kind of harkening back to the level called Halo, which is the second level in the first game. And it's true, man. You know, it's. I mean, there's so many there's other levels too, like the Silent Cartographer or Two Betrayals or things like that, where you're out in the snow or out on the beach and you just have these wide open spaces. And I totally see where they're going for. I totally see what they're going for with Halo Infinite, and I support it 100%. I just think that there's been a dire lack of leadership, a lack of vision, a lack of a lack of not settling for anything but the best. You know, it seems like Microsoft over the past couple of years they're half-assing it, I think, when it comes to their first parties and when it comes to their studios, in regards to, you know, single-player story-driven games, AAA type games. It really seems like they're leaning into the Game Pass, where, you know, you pay the subscription fee and then you get a bunch of games. Basically, they're going after quantity instead of quality. And I think that's one of the worst things that you could ever do as a company. But it does have profitable outcomes, obviously, as we see, right? They still do it, so obviously they're getting the money that they want. Excuse me. They're getting the money that they're after. Obviously, otherwise they wouldn't keep doing it. Which makes me really sad. But, so, yeah, you know, I grew up Halo 1, playing it with my close friends, my brothers, and then Halo 2, that's when online came, man. I'll never forget playing Halo 2 online, Xbox Live. Like, my best friend had it before I did. I didn't get Xbox Live for a few months till after him. And I remember playing at his house, dude, and, like, at nighttime, he would go to bed, and we would stay up really late, but he would go to bed, and I would still stay up, and I would continue playing. I'll never forget, his dad would come in at like 3 or 4 in the morning and be really mad at me for still being awake and playing, but I just loved it. I couldn't fall asleep. I couldn't stop. I remember playing Big Team Battle, you know, on Headlong or what's the other one? Burial Mounds. And these are old school maps that you guys probably don't know, but the OGs of you will definitely know what I'm talking about. You know, these big team battle maps where it's 8 on 8, and I would just go in there. I don't think we had a mic at the time, so I'd just start up the game and go in and like get matched up with this random team of 7 people, and it just felt huge. The whole game just felt so massive. These levels were so big, and I remember I was being by myself most of the time, right? Or what was that other one? The Waterworks, is that what it was called? Waterworks or something, where it was that underground level that was absolutely massive. It was pretty much symmetrical on both sides. I remember I would just take these random side paths. Dude, the level design and the multiplayer, oh my god, don't get me started on Halo 2's map design for the multiplayer. It was top notch. My favorite maps are probably from Halo 2. Halo 3, and then had some other great ones, and it's been going downhill to Halo Reach, to Halo 4, to Halo 5. It's got worse and worse and worse. I think 2 and 3 are the best maps, multiplayer maps wise, ever. Halo 1 had a couple really good ones, like Sidewinder and Blood Gulch, of course. Halo 2 and Halo 3 were the peak. You could argue either way. I would definitely pick Halo 2 personally for the map design. But yeah, I just remember going, you know, try to get the flag or take the bomb all by yourself, you know, because the rest of the team would just screw around and do whatever the hell they do. But it was just this magical feeling, man. And even though I couldn't really talk to the people, it's just a sense of camaraderie, the sense of community going on. And it carried through to Halo 3. I remember then in Halo 3, they added on the 4-player co-op, the 4-player split screen there. You have to play co-op in the campaign. I remember doing that with my buddies. The day it came out, like we grinded through like the whole thing. And I remember I had to go to work, so so early. I was a waiter at the time. I remember having to go to work, and like I stayed up all night and I felt like shit, but we had so much fun playing it. I remember playing the level Isolation in multiplayer. I think we did that at the very end after we beat the campaign before I had to go to work. I think I remember we played some multiplayer. This is how long ago, guys? 12 years plus. Like, I'm trying to remember this stuff. I remember playing that green map Isolation, I think it was called, you know, and I remember appreciating how beautiful the map was and how beautiful the game was and just how much I loved Halo and how excited I was that there's a new game. And then Reach came and they said that they were gonna, you know, do a swan song, that Bungie's gonna leave Xbox, but they're gonna give us one more Halo game before they go. And it was like the grittiest, it was the darkest, most mature of them all, and I loved it. I loved Reach in so many ways, man. People didn't like the armor abilities or whatever. I thought it was all great. I loved Halo Reach. And then Bungie left, you know, they go to Halo 4, or sorry, they go to Destiny, which is another video. It's another story in itself. The potential of Destiny was almost infinite, right? Just like Halo. And then 343 took up the mantle. Some people left from Bungie and some other people that Microsoft hired to continue the Halo. And Halo 4 came out, guys. I love the multiplayer, but that campaign, bro. Halo 4's campaign, probably my favorite story of all of them, period. Why? Because it dealt with nothing. It dealt mostly with Cortana and Chief's relationship. And to that point, I was falling in love with Cortana and Chief, thinking... Up in Halo 3, I remember thinking, forget about, you know, after Reach, I remember at Halo 3 thinking that Cortana loves Chief, and I would appreciate and love, and I hope that eventually Cortana can become a real person. That was my idea of playing Halo 3. When I was seeing the relationship between them, it started to get manifested in Halo 2 a little bit. Halo 1, they were kind of like friends, you could tell, right? But Halo 2, you could really start to see that Cortana actually started to really care for this guy, which didn't make much sense, right? And it doesn't from an outsider's perspective, because you think Cortana's just an AI, she's a robot, how could she have feelings and stuff like that? But from my understanding of the Halo lore, she's the only AI in the whole game and whole universe that was created from living human cells. So Cortana is literally like almost a copy of Dr. Halsey, the female, you know? What's her name? Halsey, what's her first name? I can't believe I can't remember her first name right now. That pisses me off. But yeah, she has her same voice, similar personality. So I hope that it's kind of like a daughter, you know, to Halsey in a way. And I just hope that in some way I always hope that she would become real and they could have their relationship. And then when Halo 4 came out, it was literally, I was proven correct. You know, Cortana has the whole Halo 4, guys, if you want a great story and an emotional love story, in my opinion, it's Halo 4, man, because Cortana's going through rampancy. She's degrading. She's like 7 years old, and that's when AIs have to die. Apparently, their chip goes bad or something like that, right? And the whole Halo 4 is you trying to stop that rampancy, but you can, and she's like losing her mind slowly. And there's the two main memories I have from Halo 4 is the one where she's talking about the sun, where she's sitting there looking outside and she's like, I can give you all these reasons why that sun isn't real, but all this mathematical science stuff, but I will never be able to feel if it's real. I'll never be able to feel it on my skin. And it's like she's longing to be a human, man. It's just heartbreaking scene. It's my favorite. And then at the very end, it gets even more intense, where she saves Chief from the Didact and she covers him in that light. And then she literally manifests as a human, you know, version of herself in front of Chief. And she walks up to him and places her hand on his chest. And I haven't played it in so many years, but I remember her saying something along the lines of, you know, you have no idea how long I've waited to do that. Something like that, she says. And it's so loving and caring for Chief. And you could tell how much he loves her, man. He loves her too, and it's this great relationship, bro. And then they ruined it in Halo 5, man. They ruined it in Halo 5. They made her become bad and whatever. And I'm hoping, my biggest hope for Infinite now, as far as campaign and story, bring Cortana back, get her back with Chief, let them come together again. Because I love Cortana. Cortana and Chief are the heart and soul of Halo, just like Marty O'Donnell and Joseph Staten are the heart and soul of the development of Halo. You know, the writer and the music composer. So those guys are the heart and soul, just like the characters. It's Jen Taylor and Steve Downes, Cortana and Master Chief, respectively. So yeah, guys, loved all that stuff. Halo 5, you know, it was okay, the campaign, but the multiplayer I thought was the best, the most solid multiplayer. Halo 5 nailed it as far as balance, skill ceiling, skill floor, everything. I thought Halo 5 knocked it out of the freaking park, and that's truly what I believe. I think a lot of people diss Halo 5 and they dislike it because it is actually very difficult. It is a very hard thing to master. I haven't mastered it in all the years I've played. There's so many people better than I am, but the amount of freedom and movement and player agency you have in Halo 5 is just unmatched. I don't see how anybody could argue that. Talk about balance and precision. I've loved Halo 5's multiplayer. All the abilities too, everything. Thrust, clamber, slide, shoulder charge, ground pound, everything. I loved it all. And I'm sad to see most of it go here, it seems, in Halo Infinite. But I know I'm in the minority in that. I know most people didn't. But I really loved it. So getting into, like, you know, the meat and potatoes of the actual video here, guys, now is moving on to Halo Infinite. Why it's actually breaking my heart is because we've waited for this game for 5 years, okay, over 5 years, you know? And I want to see what's happening with Cortana and Chief and their relationship and the multiplayer. But that's not really what's the disappointing part. The disappointing part to me is what you're seeing on the screen, okay? In 2018, they showed us this video, man, and I will never forget it. I have my reaction somewhere. I don't know if it's on this channel or if I just have it somewhere saved. I was looking at this game and I was like, what is this? You know, what is this? We got these rhinos here. I didn't think they looked that good or whatever they are. I don't know. What are they? Rhino, buffalo, whatever they are. You know, I thought that looked pretty good, right? I thought this stuff looks really good looking at this. And I was trying to figure out, like, could this be Halo? Is this? And this water, I mean, look at this. It looked next gen. It looked like something I'd never seen before. The graphics, the lighting, you know. But the water there looked kind of okay and stuff. You know, I could pick out little bits and pieces that didn't look so good during this E3 2018 trailer. But here with this, you see the Marines and the orange smoke and the depth and the detail in the background with those mountains, guys. And then here, and you see all the migration patterns of the animals. And then you see Chief's helmet and stuff. And it's just like, it blew my mind, guys. In 2018, I did not believe it. This looked a little weird, like close up with the Warthog and stuff, looked a little janky, but the background, I was looking at the background and the detail of the lighting and the textures and the depth, and I didn't believe it. I was like, this looks too good. This looks too good, and my Halo hype was back up. You know, after we waited 3 years from 2015, it was now 2018. And they've released the trailer for it, and I was mind blown. I was like, this is what the next Halo is gonna look like. This is powered by this Slipspace engine, brand new engine, you know. They showed Chief put a blue chip into his helmet, so I'm like, okay, hopefully they know that we want Cortana back. Like, I got so excited, guys, so hyped when I saw that trailer, E3 2018. It seemed like they were doing everything right. There was like a day-night cycle. The graphics were the most beautiful things I've ever seen besides Zelda Breath of the Wild. I still will hold true. In my opinion, the reveal trailer back in 2014, it has to be that one. You watch that trailer, I think that is the most beautiful piece of art that I've ever witnessed in my mind, in my opinion. Just that, it's like a 2-minute trailer, 1-minute trailer. Really, it's actually really fast. I still hold that being the most beautiful thing I've ever laid eyes on, is that trailer from Breath of the Wild. But still, this was up there too, right up there. The physics of the little remote control falling down the walkie-talkie, the reflections in the water. I mean, look at that detail, bro. The volumetric lighting, all that, right? It's bouncing off of everything, cascading through the clouds. You know, the dust getting kicked up by the herd of animals here, the different sizes. You know, the detail in this log and the grass and the leaves, and, you know, the wind blowing on that little canopy there. I mean, dude, I was hooked. I was freaking hooked, man. The water, the glistening light bouncing off the water, and whatever the hell that is under the water. I was thinking, are we going to be able to explore underwater in Halo Infinite, you know, in this game? Are we going to be able to walk underwater and explore and do some crazy shit down there? My mind was going wild, but the amount of detail, guys, is what really got me. The amount of immersion. You talk about capturing that Halo magic from Halo 1 when you step out onto the ring. They did it in this trailer, guys. But after looking down on the bottom screen, in case you guys haven't noticed, I'm trying not to look down there. The bottom screen is what we eventually ended up getting in 2020, July. Over 2 years after this trailer came out in 2018. And let me tell you, I mean, like I said, you don't need to listen to me, man. Use your own eyes. The game looks nothing. It looks nothing like the trailer, man. We got a huge downgrade. I mean, it's one thing to have a little bit of a downgrade, but this is just Embarrassing. For apparently it's like a $500 million game. They've been developing it over 5 years. All this work has gone into it, and I'm just like, this is what you give us, guys? This glitchy pop-in, you know, Halo. I mean, people, there's some screenshots. Guys, look it up, man. Some Halo Reach, some Halo 3 screenshots. They look better than Halo Infinite. You know? And that breaks my heart. The flat textures, things look plasticky. And I mean, look at the top screen, bro. There's just no comparison, man. There's no comparison. They were showing us that this is what this engine was capable of. And they said that this is a work in progress. They said it's going to look even better, dude. You can go back and watch. There was like a 54-minute video where they talked about this trailer that they made. It came out in December of 2018, so like 6 months after this trailer came out, they talked about it, and they're like, yeah, this is the new Slip Space engine, and it's gonna be even better. This is not even all the features. What you see in that video isn't even all the features that you're gonna get in Halo Infinite in the Slip Space engine. And my mind was blown. I was like, are you kidding? It's only gonna look better than what we've seen already. It already looks like one of the greatest looking games I've ever seen in my life. Yeah, well, little did we know. We were lied to, man. We were bamboozled. Halo Infinite looks like, it looks like Halo 5 or Halo 4. Even worse in some ways, in a lot of ways. I mean, look at the pop in here. Look at the clouds popping in the back there. There's a lot of other things popping in. If you zoom in, you can just see it. It's just like, oh, no, man, no. And people say, oh, it's a work in progress. It's a demo build. But guys, the game comes out at most, in 4 months from now. 4 months they have left to finish this. It needs at least another 2 years. 3 years if you want it to look like the demo. Look at the amount of snow and the detail on the Halo ring. Forget it, man. There's no comparison, you know? So I read a comment somewhere. Someone said we're not going to get a Halo Infinite like the E3 2018 trailer for another 5 or 6 years, you know, near the end of the console cycle. And I hate to say it, but that's definitely the truth, man. I mean, guys, you can go back. You can look at this. Look at the demo they just released. The grass, not only does nothing move, everything's like static in the world. The grass isn't moving, the foliage isn't blowing around, but it actually disappears. It actively disappears right in front of your eyes as you're playing. You can see right when he comes out of the ship in the demo. It's not here right now, it's at the very beginning, but rewind and look if you don't believe me. You can see the grass literally right in front of you. I'm not talking about something 100 feet away. I'm talking 2 feet in front of you. It just disappears. The grass just disappears before your eyes, man. It just shows the lack of optimization, shows the lack of technical advancement. It shows the laziness of Microsoft and 343 of not getting their shit together, man. And I've been saying this for years now about how they've treated Halo 5 and the lack of updates and the lack of communication with the fans. There's so many things wrong here. I mean, the shield generation, the sound is good, but those little gold-plated hexagons that show up on the screen, who wants that? Who likes that? That doesn't look good. You know, when your shields are coming back, it's like, what the hell, man? I can't see jack. It just takes up screen. It's jarring. It's immersion breaking. Apparently, this is the new shotgun. They replaced the old shotgun, and that's not going to fly well. Not with me and not with many Halo hardcore fans. The original shotgun is, you don't mess with that. You can tweak the design, but you don't mess with it overall, man. Every shotgun in Halo has been incredibly sexy looking, and this one just doesn't look like it at all. So yeah, actually going back to what I was saying about the pop-in, like right here, watch, after he kills the grunts here, and by the way, I hope the game's rated M, but I doubt it's gonna be. Look at the grass here, look at the grass on the bottom left. Look at it, watch, it just disappears. Just like boop, 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 glitch, glitch, goodbye, grass is gone. It's just crazy, man. I don't know, dude. I don't know. The Phantom, the way it's flying by, it looks like it's on rails. I don't like the design of it. It's not like alien-like. It looks too machine-oriented, you know? Oh, guys, Halo Infinite's breaking my heart because it's like, this is my game, man. You might think, oh, he hates this game, he's just shitting on it. No, I love Halo, bro. Look at my YouTube channel. Most of my videos, the Halo of any channel, of any playlist I have like 100 plus playlists. Of any game that I've played the most of Halo, man. You look at it, it's Halo 5 all over the place. I love it. I just want it to be the best that it can be. And you show us this trailer in 2018, and this is what we get? No, unacceptable, man. You shouldn't have even shown us this. Or if you were going to show us this trailer, you should have toned it down big time if you knew that this is what it was going to end up looking like later. The garbage, you know? You should have toned this trailer way down. You look at the fire reflections on the wall there, the little light. You think any of this is going to be making it into the game? No. And they've already confirmed this, guys. Apparently the beta is canceled now. Like, we're not even going to be able to play it before it comes out. And they're talking about how they're going to continue flighting it, doing betas after the game launches. You know what that tells me? They're going to release a broken mess, like Destiny, Watch Dogs, all these things. They're going to release a broken mess, and then they're going to fix it over time with updates. Because they didn't have their shit together in the 5+ years of development time, man. What have they been doing? I don't know. I'm not a dev, I don't know, but still, I could feel it, man, from afar. They weren't talking about it, I could just feel not enough progress was getting made on this game. People were leaving the company. I think the narrative lead, the studio head, like all these major people were leaving the company in 2017, 2018, like, you know, even 2019, I think some left, like really close to launch, you know. These major people left. I mean, look at the smoke, the depth there, man, how you can kind of see through it, the opacity or whatever. Oh my god, the reflection of the warthog on Chief's visor, bro. Get out of here, dude. The attention to detail in this trailer is second to none. It is phenomenal. The demo we got, the video on the bottom here, man, no, dude, no. I just don't know what else to say, guys. It's just like, you know, I'm excited. I'm gonna play Halo Infinite, of course I am, but I don't know if I'm gonna get the next Xbox right now. I do not know. I am genuinely concerned about getting the next Xbox. It's like, what am I gonna get it for? Halo Infinite, I can play that. I have my Xbox One X. You know, it already has 4K. So how much better is it gonna look on the Series X? I don't know. They're gonna have to convince me now. I thought that it was a surefire thing, man. I thought it was a surefire freaking thing. They were going to give us this great game. It was going to blow our minds. It was going to look like the trailer, E3 2018, or even better is what I thought. I was sorely mistaken, man. The guns, some of the new guns are cool. I like the sounds of the new ones, someone a little bit. I don't like the sound of the AR. I don't like the sound of the Warthog. They sound so muted and baby-like. They don't sound aggressive and deep and guttural as they should. I don't know, man. There's some things they're nailing, some things they're not. You know, the grapple hook, some of the animations look really stiff. When Master Chief jumps out of the Warthog, it looks, you know, like he jumps too far. It's not gory enough. It's not intense enough, realistic looking enough. Like the top video, man, I'm looking at, I just can't stop looking at it. How beautiful, how realistic yet stylized it is compared to the bottom, man. The bottom just looks cartoony, bro. It looks last gen. It looks cartoony. It doesn't do it for me, man. And the shotgun is cool, but like I said, apparently they're replacing it with, which is kind of like what they did in Halo 5's rocket launcher, which is stupid to replace the spanker, man. That thing is the classic Halo rocket. I don't know why they're doing this. If you want to add stuff to the game, go for it, but taking away is a bad idea. And that's another thing I would like to almost end on is the name, Halo Infinite. Is it a cool name? Yes. But did they paint themselves into a corner? Did they back themselves into a corner with that name? Hell yes. You know why? They're screwed now, because anything that they take out of the game that was in other games that's good, people are never going to forgive them for, including myself. Why? Because you call the game Halo Infinite. Like, can we dual wield in this game? We should be able to. You call it Infinite, like Infinity. You should be able to do almost anything. You should be able to fly. You should be able to go underwater. You should be able to get in a spaceship, fly into outer space. You should be able to have space battles. Like, if any of these things is missing, it's going to disappoint not only me but everyone else, and it's going to go against the actual name of the game itself. So I think they made a huge mistake by calling it Infinite. Unless they truly are going to embrace that term of infinity, you should be able to customize guns, your armor, everything, dude. Everything should be customizable to infinity. You know, it's just... That's really it, guys. It's funny, people talk about the video and they do their little analysis, and their videos are like 5 minutes long, and then I get in here and it's, you know, easily 30 minutes, and I could continue to go on, but I miss the feelings that I used to have, man, playing Halo 2, playing Double Team with my best friends, you know, and just that hype, that music, just that desire to get on and play every day and to explore the world and to unlock the mysteries and make memories together. The top trailer, E3 2018, it evokes all those memories. It evokes all those feelings that I used to have as a kid playing these games, you know, the wonder, the mystery, the ancient mythology, and the curiosity that outflowed from my heart. The top trailer really does all those things. I cannot praise that top trailer enough, and looking back on it now compared to what we actually got, it's like a godsend. It's heaven on earth. I mean, the amount of detail and the graphics, the sheer realism and immersion. I mean, look at the shadows of the Marines as they're walking, dude. It just draws you in, a little smoke flare. It's a world I want to go to. It's a world I want to live in and save and protect. They truly gave me all that, but in the demo, man, it just looks like it was cobbled together in a few days. It doesn't look next gen to me, man. That top trailer looks next gen, but the demo is just it could be running on the Xbox 360, guys, in my opinion, you know? People say, oh, it's open world, so it's gonna have less quality graphics. Bullshit, man. Look at The Last of Us 2, Red Dead Redemption. We have these beautiful open world or linear type games that are just gorgeous. Look at BioShock Infinite, you know? I mean, these beautiful games. God of War, Spider-Man, for God's sakes. Open world, dude, Spider-Man, you know? But all these other games, so gorgeous. So I know Halo can do better. I know Microsoft can do better, and they just need leadership, they need vision. You know, they just need to work together and express their passion wholeheartedly. And if they messed up, they just need to be honest with us and be like, you know what, yeah, we spent a lot of time just screwing around and not developing the game when we should have been. We were playing a lot of, online matches. Because that's what Bungie does, by the way. Like, these guys play test their games. They've admitted in certain videos, if you watch their interviews, they flat out admit that like 4 hours of their 8-hour days are just playing the freaking game. So I imagine there's a lot of time that happened in these past 5 years where these guys were just playing the game, just playing Halo 5 or playing Halo Infinite like a demo build and having a great time, because the multiplayer, the feedback loop of Halo, the gameplay is addictive. It is so good. But I really fear that coupled with the lack of vision, lack of leadership, and people leaving the company really caused the game to slip down a slippery slope to where we are now, where it just looks like a beta. Like, it looks like just a normal average game that's in the beta stage, and it's going to be that way for quite some time. So I'm fearful. Halo Infinite's going to launch broken, missing a bunch of features at launch, and then they're going to patch them in over the next couple months and years. Like, apparently ray tracing is coming in. That should have been there at launch, but that's going to be added in post-launch, all these things. Well, that's it, guys. Do not get me wrong. Like, I love Halo. I'll always love Halo, no matter what they do. Even if they destroy the franchise, which they might be doing, I'll still love it forever. I'll always care for it because I will remember what it's been before, and nothing can ever change that. No matter what they do to it in the future, will not change the past and the memories and the nostalgia that I have for the past and those games that I used to play. Hopefully I'll be able to always play those games. Halo 1, 2, 3, ODST, Reach, 4 and 5, all of them. I love them all in their own way. They're all great. So, guys, it's true, Halo Infinite is breaking my heart, but I'm hoping in the end of it all, it will heal it, put it back together, and make me whole, and it'll prove to not only me, but prove to the entire world that it can be the Halo that we all know and love. Thanks for watching, everybody. I am the Lion of Truth. Comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. What do you think about Halo Infinite? Are you excited? Are you disappointed like me, but you're still excited? Or have you just abandoned the franchise altogether? What do you think? Let's talk about it. See you in the next video, guys. To infinity and beyond.